Well, hello there, and welcome to another Good Morning Vietnam. Waiting up your sucky weather to bring you this.
You just got that all over my monitor.
Oh, I did?
I don't know.
My bad. But anyway, if you came here for that, sadly to say, you're at the wrong YouTube video site. This is the video. Alright, everybody, so welcome back. This is WeNerdOut, and as you can see, we're doing now our top 5 favorite SNES games, or SNES if you're that type of person.
Or Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yes. Remastered. Alright, so enough chit chat. Let's get into the video.
On to my number 5.
Yes.
It is going to be Goof Troop.
Why Goof Troop?
I like Goof Troop because it's a puzzle game. It's a multiplayer game. And I love Goof Troop TV show.
Yeah.
I love Goofy. I love the Goofy movies.
Oh, yeah.
And this is just a fun puzzle game that I recommend checking out.
Yeah, he really does like the Goofy movies. My favorite Goofy movie, like when it refers to like The Lion King, I didn't care too much for the very first Lion King movie. I preferred Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, and just like with the Goofy movies, I didn't care too much for the very first Goofy movie. I cared for an extremely Goofy movie because it was just more high-end, high-energy.
And Max was going off to college. So.
Yeah, Max, Bobby, PJ. Yeah, they were all going to college. They were going to join the X Games. And it was just one of those cool laid-back moments, like whenever they went to the coffee shop and everything. And there was that one girl that did like a stand-up or whatever. She was like singing and whatnot.
Poetry.
Yeah, and PJ and her basically hooked up at the end.
Well, I wouldn't say hooked up, but
yeah, they became.
I mean, they're in college, so
yeah, they became good friends anyway. And whenever I played the Goof Troop video game, fun fact, I have not played it until I got my classic mini SNES system. That was actually the very first time I played it.
And we hacked our systems, just so everybody knows. The game isn't actually on there.
Yeah.
Unless you hack it.
Right. And there's a rule. We can't talk about where to go or whatever. Or
to get the stuff, yeah. But
yeah, so you guys are going to have to figure that out on your own because I am not going to jail for you, mister. Or miss, whoever's listening. But anyway, so moving on to my number 5 for the SNES Remastered Edition. My number 5 is The Lion King. Hey, speaking of which, Lion King. Yeah, first off, isn't that weird? There's no Lion King 2 video game that I'm aware of. Is there?
No, there's not.
There's not?
I don't think so.
Huh. I wonder why that is. Anyway, so this game, I hate the second level. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it.
I hate the first level. What are you talking about?
This game's
hard.
I never had any issues with the first level. Now the second level is hard because it's the I just can't wait to be king.
Yeah,
gameplay.
That one's pretty hard.
Yeah, that one is really, really difficult. And another fun fact, I only got past that level maybe once or twice. No joke.
Guess you have to go back and do it.
Yeah. The Lion King is a really fun video game if you don't mind the whole dying many times. Like I said, I'm not...
Unless you're good at it.
Yeah. A lot of us 90s kids and early 2000s kids and maybe late 80s grew up liking this video game and watching the movie. The Lion King is a timeless classic, but I'm not one of those 90s kids that are so stupidly obsessed with it. And trust me, there's many kids out there that are like that. But the Lion King video game is just really fun. It's one of those nostalgia video games where it's just has like a hold on your gookus.
What?
Yeah, but yeah, it's a really fun game. If you haven't played it, I recommend it, especially if you like the first movie. So.
I didn't play Lion King until Sega Genesis, so I didn't play the SNES version.
Yeah.
But the Sega Genesis version, was very difficult for me, mainly because I was a young kid, so
Right.
I didn't know much about video games. But I didn't play this until the Sega Genesis. So.
Right. And I didn't really play a lot. I didn't really grow up playing a lot of Sega Genesis games. Where apparently he did, but I didn't. It's kind of one of those polar opposites kind of things.
Sega Genesis was my very first console, so
right. Where mine, on the other hand, was the NES. Well, it was either the NES, the SNES, or a handheld, like the Game Boy or something like that.
I thought you said it was the SNES.
Well, I mean, like whenever I was young, because I played the NES and the SNES both when I was really young.
Okay.
But the very first home console I can remember playing was the NES because it was whenever my dad, because him and my mom didn't marry, but whenever dad was with his first wife.
And here's a big story.
But anyway, yeah, I was really young. I was like that. I think I was like maybe 3 or 4. And the very first home console I played was the NES. But anyway, I'm not going to go into that. You guys don't need to hear my backstory. Moving on to number 4.
That's for another day. On to number 4. My number 4 consists of 2 games. And these games are really, really fun. I believe me and Preston played through the first one a little bit a while back, but I didn't play them until later on in life. And the games are Pocky and Rocky 1 and 2.
Pocky and Rocky is one of those Pocky food you can go buy at a local store.
Oh, I wish. I love those.
Even though we can get them at our local Walmart.
Yeah. Pocky and Rocky 1 and 2 is about this girl and a raccoon trying to get through a village or whatever. And it's a top-down 2-player basically beat 'em up, I guess you would say.
Yeah, something like that.
But it's really fun games. I enjoy both of these, and you should definitely play them if you haven't already.
Yeah, and he's right. I did play this along with them because I remember that I was the raccoon-looking creature. Although we played them at your place, not here at my place.
Yeah.
And for what I remember, it was really fun. But that alone and on itself is about the only thing I can remember for right now because I think I only played it like maybe 2 or 3 times. But other than that, I really don't know much about it.
It's not a very memorable game or a huge overpriced SNES game.
Unlike
or a well-known game.
Yeah, unlike the others that are on this list.
But these games are really fun to play.
So what you would say is that this is a really underrated game.
Yeah. I haven't checked the price on them in a while, but they're probably not that pricey.
Yeah.
I have to check that later.
Yeah, right. So my number 4 is Jurassic Park. Now, I can go on a long spiel as to why I like this game, but after all, these are our remastered choices. The only thing I can really say about Jurassic Park is 3 points. 1, I like the game because it has to do with dinosaurs, and I'm a big dinosaur fan. Number 2, because it's a dinosaur game, and I like dinosaurs, I like it, and I spent a decent amount of time playing it. And number 3, it was kind of difficult because I was really young when I played it, and that's a really good reason why it was difficult because, back in the day, we really didn't have, when we were growing up, we didn't have cheat codes and stuff to make our games easier.
I don't know. Doom had cheat codes.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any cheat codes for Jurassic Park, though.
I don't think so.
Unlike all these snowflakes nowadays who are looking up online and getting on their stupid smartphones to look up ways to make their games easier. Don't look at me like that.
Don't you watch Pokemon walkthroughs and play through the games?
Yeah, but I watch walkthroughs mostly just for entertainment value.
Well, and to get help, but
Yeah,
that's besides the point.
mostly what to know what to do ahead of time, but that's not really a cheat code though. Not like that up up down down left right select start thing.
You forgot AB.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
There's an AB in there before select and start.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not select and start. It's select on one and then start on another system.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway.
But anyway, yeah. Anyway, so Jurassic Park is really fun. Liked it for nostalgia reasons because I like dinosaurs, and because one day I swear I'm going to get farther into that game. Just not right now.
I believe this is also on your Sega Genesis list too.
What, Jurassic Park?
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
It might be. I don't feel like flipping to the page right now.
But anyway, on to number 3. And my number 3 is a very fun game, and it's Zombies Ate My Neighbors. The first level of this is very easy to get through. You just let all the zombies eat your neighbors except for 2.
Yeah.
And then you get the cheerleader, and then you beat the first level.
Wait a minute, ain't that a cheat code itself?
If you want to speedrun it, it is. But this game is very fun. I didn't get too far into it when I played it the first time, but I played it onwards, and I got farther into it. I haven't beat it yet, but I have played a lot of the level, and yeah, it's just a very fun game. And Preston's doing something, even though we can't edit this video. So we heard all of that. But Preston will give you his number 3 now.
Yes, his will, and his is Aladdin. Yes, my number 3 is Aladdin.
Arabian Night.
Like Arabian Day.
Copyright.
Oopsie. Anyway, yeah, Aladdin is my number 3. Just like with Jurassic Park, I can go into a long spill. But Aladdin is really fun, mostly because Aladdin is one of my favorite Disney movies. As I said before in a lot of these videos, it's just the story of, you're down on your luck and then something happens and all your bad luck gets turned around into good and happy and joyful stuff.
Until later on in the movie.
Right. And by the way, rest in peace, Robin Williams. We love you and we miss you a whole bunch. And by the way, Will Smith, you still did a good job. Screw what everybody said.
And at the time of this recording, I still haven't seen the new one. So I'll get on that later.
I thought we did watch Aladdin together.
Nope.
No? Huh. But anyway, yeah, the game is really fun.
This game, I believe, is also on your Sega Genesis list.
You might be right. But yeah, there's the Aladdin for the SNES, and then Aladdin, like he said, is for other consoles, but they all don't play the same.
Yeah, the Genesis one plays a little differently.
Yeah, and I actually got decently far into this Aladdin. It's really fun. The hardest part that
I have never beat this game.
The hardest part I always had trouble with is just like in the movie when Aladdin gets trapped in the Cave of Wonders thanks to a Jafar that's disguised as an old man, because the old man breaks Aladdin out of prison whenever the guards threw him in there. And the old man kept telling him, bring me the lamp, and then you shall have your reward. But yeah, that part, because you're flying on carpet and there's these huge boulders that are falling down, because in the movie, Aladdin tells Abu, Aladdin and Abu are both told not to touch any treasure but the lamp. And Abu, being the mischievous little monkey he is, touches this huge red ruby, and the Cave of Wonder tiger thingy starts having everything crumble down on him, and all the gold and stuff turns to like magma and everything, and yeah, it's bad. That part of the game is really difficult because you're having to constantly bob and weave and everything, and it's just really difficult. Ironically enough, the final boss battle against Jafar and Jafar that gets turned into that huge cobra is the easiest boss fight in the game because all you got to do is bounce on their head maybe 4 or 5 times, and that's it. It's done.
Most of the old school games did that.
Yeah. Although Cobra Jafar, as opposed to the Jafar before he turned into the Cobra Jafar is a lot easier. Now, Jafar himself is a little bit more difficult, but the Cobra Jafar is a lot easier, which is really weird.
You would think it would be the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not, which is weird.
Hey, man, the mic can pick up everything. But anyway.
But I'm thirsty.
I'll probably have to play through Aladdin again because I have never beat it, and I have never gotten that far into it, so I'll have to play it again.
I haven't really got that far either. I mean, it's just I've seen some like speedrunners and people playing it on like retro video game stuff, like on Facebook or whatever, retro pages.
Yeah. But anyway, on to number 2.
Yeah.
Let's get into this. My number 2 is...
My number 2.
The Mask. The Mask is amazing. My all-time favorite movie of... Like, out of every single movie that I've seen...
It sucks.
Hey, shut up. The Mask is number 1. Has my favorite actor of all time in it.
Jim Carrey sucks.
You know what?
No, I don't know what.
Jim Carrey is amazing.
Robin Williams is better.
Man, you can't put me in that situation.
Okay, my bad.
Jim Carrey is my all-time favorite actor, though. I've seen almost every single one of his movies.
He has.
I haven't seen maybe 2 or 3 of them. Maybe. I have to go back and look.
He hasn't even seen The Truman Show.
No, I've seen The Truman Show. Come on now. I've even seen the movie Bitten by a Vampire he was in. I've seen his movie Earth Girls Are Easy.
You mean the little vampire?
Oh, no. Bitten by a Vampire.
Ah.
I think that's what the name of it is. But anyway, getting off topic. The Mask, the video game. Very fun game. I think it's only on the SNES, if I'm not mistaken.
What I want to know is if the Mask video game plays just like the movie does.
There are some parts that are different. There are some villains in this game that were supposed to be in the movie, but are only for the video game.
Does the
which
Mask,
is interesting.
Does the video game have the Cuban Pete? I'm the king of the
yes.
bottom, baby.
I believe it does.
Really? Do you know what you do in that level or whatever?
I don't really remember, but the first level is the Mask, and you're in the apartment buildings, and you have to try to get out of there, and a lot of apartment-ees are throwing stuff at you and trying to get you to not, leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty hard game, but apparently the creators of this game wanted it to be for speedrunners, and it's pretty much like that in the video game. I haven't beat this game at all, though.
Yeah.
I really want to.
Yeah, his favorite movie of all time, The Mask, got turned into a video game, whereas my number 1 movie of all time, I don't think there's a video game for it at all.
No. Was that Titanic?
Yes.
Yeah, there's no video game for that.
Yeah,
what would they do?
There's no Titanic video game.
What would they do, though? That's the thing.
I don't know. You would think that most of the video game would be based on actually on the Titanic, whereas like maybe the first 2 or 3 levels would be of like Jack and if or you could choose between Jack and Rose, and like the stories would be different, but all three levels for each character would consist of them making their way onto the RMS Titanic.
Yeah.
And there could be like a cut scene of Jack and the Rose and the Jack, I'm flying.
An 8-bit version of that, or 16-bit.
Yeah, 8-bit. Yeah.
To be fair, Wayne's World, the video game was nothing like the movie at all.
Exactly. And there's
nothing like it.
And there's the Beavis and Butthead video game. So.
Yeah, but that's kind of like the show in a way.
Right.
I don't know. A Home Alone, video games, nothing like the movies at all. Gremlins, even Gremlins 2: The New Batch wasn't like the movie.
Yep.
But anyway.
Yeah, there's even a Jumanji video game, for crying out loud.
Yeah, but it's only the board game.
Yeah.
Kind of wish they had like an RPG version of Jumanji. That would have been amazing.
I think they would be pretty cool if they had an 8-bit or 16-bit Jumanji.
Yeah.
I mean, because Jumanji did come out in 96, I think.
96.
So you would think that it would be on at least the SNES.
Yeah. Wasn't the SNES on its way out, though?
Well, it was in mid to late 90s.
Anyway, we're getting so off topic. Our bad, guys. On to your number 2, Preston.
Yep. My number 2 is Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong.
Oh, yeah. I freaking love this video game. It is so much fun.
It's so fun.
Now, I will say that I do love Donkey Kong Country, but fun fact, I do not care for any of the other Donkey Kong games.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like Donkey Kong Country 2. I don't like Diddy Kong. I don't like Diddy Kong Racing. I only really like Donkey Kong Country.
Is it nostalgic reasons, or you just don't care for the other ones?
I guess you could say that. It's just I never really felt any like attachment or need to want to play the other ones.
Okay, that's understandable.
Just because my grandma, I've told this story before, my grandma's the one that gave me my SNES that I had. Yeah, had because I sold it because I'm a retard. But yeah, she gave it to me. It was hers, and it even had a Super Famicom controller, and I have no idea how she got it. But
no, neither. You can only get those in Europe.
Yeah.
And Japan.
But yeah, the system had a lot of fun games, and Donkey Kong Country was one of them. Although Donkey Kong Country is good and all, but it doesn't compare to my favorite SNES game of all time,
which we'll get to here in a little bit.
But yeah, Donkey Kong Country is really fun.
I think you should go back and play the other ones just to see if they hold up or not.
Yeah, my favorite thing about Donkey Kong Country is not the water levels, because anybody that knows me knows
you hate water levels.
I hate water levels in video games.
Mainly Ocarina of Time.
And I hate ice levels.
The ice level in Mario Kart.
I hate water and ice levels because...
Ice mixed with bananas.
Yeah, because the water levels, I hate water levels in video games because I have trouble navigating through them. Yeah. And the enemies come out of nowhere, and then they strike you down, and you like lose a heart, or you lose a man, or you just have to start that level all over again. And I don't like ice levels because I have difficulty on that too, which is understandable because you're constantly sliding around and everything, and you don't have a good grip. It just, I hate it.
But, to be fair, though, the water level in Donkey Kong Country isn't that difficult, to be honest.
Well, yeah, not really.
If you don't know what you're doing, it's difficult, but...
It's not difficult when you get to the point of opening up the box and you hop on the swordfish, because that makes it easier, because then you use the swordfish's power to like poke and damage the enemies, and then they go away. But
I like this swordfish in that game.
But what I do like about Donkey Kong Country is, as you can see up there, there's that rhino animal you can ride on.
Yeah.
And he's so much fun because he helps you get to secret levels.
I hate the bees though.
Oh yeah, they're really difficult.
I hate the bees.
But and my other favorite thing I like about Donkey Kong Country is the boss battles, because they're so much fun. They're not really difficult. And the last thing I'm going to say is that the mining cart areas, the mining cart levels, are also really difficult, because I played through those levels so many times. I just have a hard time jumping from one railing to the other, because there's like a gap in between some of the rails.
And you have to jump at a certain time.
Yeah, you got to make sure you jump at a certain time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you go straight down to the abyss and you got to start all over.
Yeah.
So, but anyway. So.
Those are our number 2.
Now
on to number 1.
Which is, fun fact, our number 1, which is Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. Oh my god.
This game is amazing.
It's awesome.
Game is amazing. It's my top SNES game of all time, but it's not my favorite retro game of all time, which I find weird.
What is your favorite retro game of all time?
We'll get into that in another video.
Right, another video. But anyway, so the reason why I like Turtles 4, Turtles in Time, okay, so let's start at the beginning. First off, the box art is really, really amazing. So for people that's never played it before, you can look at it, and it pretty much tells you the main focus of the game, which obviously is going in time. Because there's, as you can see, there's that pirate ship you get to battle on. You get to battle upon a train. You get to go to a prehistoric time period where you get to like dodge dinosaurs and everything. And there's that Statue of Liberty in the middle, which is because when the game starts, Krang shows up
and takes it.
Yeah, and takes it. And your main focus is to go through all these levels to get it back to bring it to where it's supposed to be. And as you can see, Raphael is surfing on that waterboard, because there's a level where you have to do that to battle. At the very end, you have to battle the Rat King, which is really, really fun.
It's not at the end of the game. That's like
at the end of the level.
Third level?
Yeah, it's the third level. And it's super, super fun, because in that level...
Easy to beat, too.
Yeah, because in that level, the monsters are known as the pizza monsters. And you just jump up, you ram into them.
Yeah, but they look like aliens from Alien.
Yeah, they do. And plus,
come on now.
And plus, in that level, there's these pointy vines that come down, and you got to bob and weave them, along with these spike balls that when you run into them, you're like, ow, my foot. And there's also mystery pizza boxes that help restore your life throughout the level until you get to the Rat King.
And for every minion you beat, you get an extra life. Or for every
Yeah, you have to defeat 200-foot soldiers.
Yeah, to get an extra life.
Yeah, and then every 200 you get an extra min. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And plus, I'm a huge Ninja Turtle fan. I've been in love with the Ninja Turtle franchise ever since I was little. I even have martial art weapons in my apartment, for crying out loud. I have a sword, I have my size set, I have nunchucks. I just don't have a 6-foot bow yet. But anyway, it's a lot of fun.
But if you haven't seen us play through this game, either on this channel or Preston's main channel, which you can find in the description below, we played it the whole playthrough.
Yep.
And it's in one video, so go check that out if you haven't already.
Yeah. But anyway, this game is really fun. As I said before in my number 2, my grandma gave me the SNES, and there was other games, but the very first game I played on it was Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time.
It's such a good game, man.
Yeah. Now you can talk about why you like it.
Well, you pretty much said everything, honestly.
Don't I normally, though?
Well, yeah. But I have never played the arcade version of this. but I really want to, which I might be able to because Arcade 1UP is making a Turtles arcade, so I might just have to spend $300 on that.
Yeah, don't worry about spending 300 to get the new Switch that's going to be coming out.
That's 200. The Switch Lite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the one with that sponsor for Sword and Shield that's coming out next month.
Yeah, it looks so good.
It does.
But I haven't played the arcade version, but I really want to try it. But I beat this game multiple times, and it's still fun every time you go back to it.
Oh yeah,
It's still fun.
yeah.
Even the hard difficulty mode is fun.
Yeah, it's just your typical turtle-loving beat 'em up.
And I always go for Michelangelo.
I used to, but I always go for Leonardo now.
Leonardo and Raphael are probably the strongest in that game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But anyway. And also, there's a game on the Sega Genesis called Hyperstone Heist. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist.
That I finally got to play.
That's like Turtles in Time, but a little harder, and the story and levels have changed, but still a fun game.
Yeah. Now in Hyperstone Heist, the best character to actually play in that game is actually Raphael.
Yeah, because he's stronger.
Yeah, and you can just go through the enemies a lot quicker with him.
It's so fun. Old Ninja Turtles games are so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, but not these ones that like years afterwards, because for my original Xbox, I had a Ninja Turtle game. I can't think of it right now, but it was based off the anime where
the animated show.
Yeah, from the early 2000s. I can't think of it right now. But the Ninja Turtles, they did have their headbands, but their eyes were always white.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the 1, 2, 3, 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
That one, I can't think of it right now, but I played that game and it was so weird, and it was actually difficult, more difficult.
Yeah.
Because instead of just walking straight forward, they kind of walked sideways through the levels, and it was just so stupid. This one's way better than that one.
They did remake this game in a different style, but it was basically the same exact game, it just had better animation and everything.
Yeah.
It looked fine and it played fine, but it's just so weird to see it like that.
Yeah. Ooh, and I remember the game that I was talking about. It was called Ninja Turtles Battle Nexus.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, that game. But this one tropes that game in so many levels, so many different levels.
This game is just one of the best, if not the best, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games.
No, I think it is anyway.
Yeah, it's that fun, and the replayability is really good. So
yeah, top notch. But anyway, so those are our favorite top 5 SNES games remastered, which mine was, I think, the same anyway, so it don't really matter. But anyway, yeah, so this is the video.
We apologize for how long the video is, but we just had to talk about these games. So
yeah, and you can count on anytime I'm in a video that I'm going to talk your ear off anyway. But so we hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that nonsense. All of our links going to be down in the description bar below. Favorite SNES games.
Yeah, tell us your top 5 favorite SNES games.
And there's nothing else to be said. He's been Corey, I've been Preston, and I hope to see all of you beautiful sons of guns again next time.
Stay nerdy, my friends.